Welcome everyone to Pontus Fathom Hobbies. This is our paint through of the Joan of Arc Time of Legends Apocalypse expansion, and we will be painting the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, getting these ready for continuing the campaign that comes with that expansion set. So you start out with Conquest. It's got like a skeletal faced horse, Death, and this one's kind of cool because the horse itself is inverted and it's sort of floating with this. And then you have Famine with his scales on a bone-faced ox, and then you've got War on a sort of a flaming horse. So I'm going to hit these up with a flat black prime. Just kind of hit these with the black, and I'm going for and you'll see it in the reference cards later. I'm going to prime them with the flat black. That'll help us to get the dark undertones of it. I'm going for a muted, washed out type of look. So even though like there's the traditional colors of the 4 horsemen, you know, like there's the pale rider, there's the black horse, there's the white horse, and then there's the red horse. They'll all be kind of subdued a bit, and we'll sort of go into that. I'll follow the artwork that comes with the game cards. Then I'm going to do just a quick zenithal spritz on the top of these, just get a little shading for them across the top. 45-degree angle there, just to kind of put some light and shadow on them naturally. Doing that with some white flat spray paint from the shaker cans. So I got these on the table, and let's go through the artwork of here. So you can see War here is kind of got a reddish color, and you've got the flames for the tail and the mane, so I'll be doing that. You got the skull-faced rider as well. For Famine, I've noticed they all have a touch of red. Like this one has the red hat. This would be the white horse, I believe. But he has that red hat. Death has got the specter of death with the scythe on the top and this inverted black horse floating with the robes. And then finally Conquest on the pale horse. I think I'll also have the red theme go through them all. So I'll kind of do this where I'll pick the palette paints and make sure they kind of the colors complement them. And I'm also, just to make some continuity of these, I will paint a bit of every color across all 4 models. And again, using this reference art, you can see that Death horse with the weird mouth in the chest of the inverted horse is odd. Famine, the flaming horse of War, and Conquest, the pale rider with the bow. He's got the red crown. The other one's got the red mouth. Famine has got the red hat, and I'm gonna make the red horns on the horned horse of War. So yeah, let's get this stuff set up here. You know, I'm going with the basic colors. Got the red. I've got some pale grays. I've got some khaki colors, blacks, flat blacks, NATO black, iron black. So kind of get those earth tone blacks in there. Also. A bit of silver and a bit of copper. I'm going to use the scales, have some kind of copper color, and maybe some of the locks. Maybe give Conquest an odd copper sword because it's all rusted and broken looking. See, I'll start out with basically some base coating, getting the. I'm working on a pale color here for the Conquest. I'm gonna undercoat it with a white, and then I will add some grays to it. I'll throw a wash on it, and then I will touch it up again with some dry brush white, so you can keep the. Because a lot of times what I find is after I've done my washes on a light color, you still want to go back and highlight it. So especially where there's this bone face. So really the layers for this one will be kind of a white undercoat, then a gray, a light gray with a greenish tinge to it because it's pale, so you want to make it a bit pale. And I'll echo that in the robes of this Conquest rider, maybe giving him a light green one. I'll do a wash across it, and then I will dry brush white on all the bone pieces. The face here is obviously like a bone horse face. Wrapped in kind of like mummy rags kind of thing. And then finally I'll do a bit of Nuln oil for the face. So you can see the undercoat here is white. Next up, we're moving on to Famine. Again, Famine 2 will be a light color. Similar thing here too. Undercoat it with white, hit it with some white highlights afterwards. For the red horse, I've taken a basic red, mixed in a little bit of just a touch of black. And then for Death, mostly black, but I'm going to get the robes of Death in gray on that one. And then we'll kind of go for there. So they're basically all skeletal riders. So you can see I got the cloak of Conquest now with that light green. It's looking good. For the war horse, it's kind of a blackish red, and I will touch up the flames of the tail and the mane. There's small flames on the feet too. You can see Death here with the floating horse. I kind of like this one already. You don't have to do much to this to make it get to the point. It's got that Cthulhu-like mouth coming out of the chest. And then finally Famine with the scales, which I'll make copper. A number of crows perched on it. So we're going to be doing flat earth now. I'm going to try to hit up some of the ropes and the bows and some of the under tunic here for Conquest. And I'll also hit up anything that's kind of a rope or wood. There's some wood on the scales for Famine that I'll hit up in this color. The bow is wooden. The scythe of Death has a wooden handle. So I'll kind of use that same wooden color in the batch paint across all the minions, and this way you kind of get just an accent across all of them, so the palette kind of stays consistent. This is just how I've kind of come up learning it. Would love to hear how you guys would paint these. Some comments below. If you guys are interested in painting these, are quite cool. And also, listen, there's a lot of controversy going out about Mythic these days. Just shout out to all the artists who worked in these. Really appreciate the games. Hope that your hard work is rewarded, and at least with all of our appreciation. So thanks a lot to Mythic Games, all the designers and artists who worked on these minis, the individual people. So yeah, so going into that, the Death piece here, got that wooden handle for the scythe, using that same brown color. The other one is on these, again with the bone features, getting that right mix between the washes. So you get the undercoat of white, get the washes done, and then having to do the highlights on top of that because the white will get muddy quickly. So pretty fun. These are really fun to paint. They're a nice size. I mean, as you can tell by my hand, I'm not using the magnifying glass, so even a blind guy like me can do it. And I'm not blind. I barely can do details as it is, so it's nice to have a nice mini at this size that you can kind of get into. Okay, so I probably will do, if you notice there's the scales, there's that big bell, I will do those all in the copper color. And I think I will also do the locks and the crown of Famine. I believe for the armor plates that are on War, I think I'll also do those in a copper. There's also a ring mail on that horse. So here you can see there's the first base coat. I've got the tail in the main first touch, already coming along pretty well for an undercoat. And then done some touch-ups on these, and you can see them coming along. So next I'm going to go into the metallics. I use the titanium silver on the scythe, and I will use the coppers as I mentioned, so getting those touched up now should really pop. The ring mail on the warhorse looks pretty cool, and he's also got these very large plates strung along a chain across his midsection that makes the armor. Got the crown on Conquest in the copper. I didn't actually put any copper on Death, but I did have some brown on his bags and some of his hourglasses. I guess they're hourglasses. Well, those actually could have, the hourglasses could really be retouched with that. Yeah, so then I'm just doing a quick, I done the washes on these, and you'll see my highlight touch-ups when we do the final reveal. I'm putting a clear coat on these too. I used a matte clear coat on these, and now you can see them in all their glory. So you can see I've retouched the whites on the faces. I've highlighted the flames with some yellow, and looking pretty good. Let's zoom in one by one. You guys can take a look. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how these have turned out. And you can see the crows are black. The bell is copper. You can see death here. Those are those hourglasses I was talking about. I could go back and change those to copper, but you see that mouth is quite Lovecraftian. And the silver for the scythe. You see this guy's got his copper sword. He's got the highlights. He's got the red horns as well, just like Famine had the red hat. And I gave the red snakes of conquest and the red crown. You can see the copper on the lock at his waist, and you can see how I did that Nuln Oil for the bone face. So guys, thanks a lot for watching. I'm excited to get these on the board. If you guys like and subscribe, ring the bell. You can get notified when we're going to play these up. It'll be called the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse gameplay, and looking into it. So thanks for watching, and take you guys out with a final look at the minis. Take care. Bye-bye.